I'm the Jolly Saver, and in this video I'm going to be talking through my January 2024 mortgage overpayment update. If you're new to this channel, just as a bit of background, me and my partner are on a mortgage-free journey, so we are on a mission to pay off our mortgage as quickly as possible. Um, just to flag before I go into the main video, as always, that I am not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. I just track how we are doing with our finances for entertainment purposes because people might find this interesting. So where were we at the end of December 2023? So it was the last month of the year, and we had managed to overpay in 2023 by nearly £1,400, and we had just under £111,000 left on the mortgage balance. At the end of the last video, I mentioned that I was really wanting to kickstart the mortgage overpayments again, and it was a mission in 2024 to really bring this balance to under £100,000. So yeah, it's a new year. I'm going to be talking through the figures for January. It's good that I've managed to create a new tab on the spreadsheet. It feels like a fresh start and a new challenge. So let me go through the figures. So the starting balance, as I mentioned, was £110,989. The standard payment was £510. So this is the contractual amount that I have to pay every month to our mortgage provider. So that is £510. The reason it's as low as it is because I've mentioned a few times we were lucky enough to be on a very low interest rate for our mortgage. So at the moment we have a 1.16% interest rate up until I think it's October 2026. So it's quite a while where we've got this super low interest rate. And then the overpayment, and then this is the one that I'm very, very pleased with in January 2024, is that we overpaid our mortgage by £600. The reason why it's £600, and you'll see it a bit clearly in a minute, is that my aim is for us to pay off £1,000, well over £1,000 off the mortgage balance, and then when you take into account the interest, that at least £1,000 comes off the balance and stays off, because in 2024 I want for us to get below £99,000 on the mortgage balance. So to do that, we're really going to have to be knocking off around £1,000 each month. So the interest that accrued on the mortgage in January was £108. As I said, it is quite a low interest rate, so there's not that much interest that accrues. And then the final balance was £109,988, and we knocked £1,001 off the mortgage balance, which was really great. That's our challenge for this year, to try and knock £1,000 off the mortgage balance. I think when we get to our milestone of having £99,000 left on the mortgage balance, so being under being in five figures rather than six figures, I think we might have a think then about how much we want to overpay by, because um, I'm considering whether I want a bit more of a balance between how much we have in our equity of our house compared to how much we have in savings, and investments, because at the moment our sort of net worth, if you want to call it that, is very heavily weighted towards our home, which is great, but at the same time I want our assets to be as diverse as possible. At the moment they're very unliquid, if you want to call it that. You know, uh, it's very hard to get money out the mortgage once we've overpaid and put the money in there. Whereas if we have more money in savings or investments, you can get that money, get out that money a lot easier if you need it. But I'll talk about that in a future video. So the total line really there's not much insight here when we've only got 1 month. But at the moment, obviously we've as I mentioned, paid off £1,000 off the balance so far in 2024. So I'll just change this because I've realised that's a mistake. So what's the percentage of the balance that we've paid off in 2024? Well, that is 1%, and that is just um, the £1,000 that we've paid off divided by the starting balance in 2024. The total overpayment so far since we had the mortgage and made overpayments is £22,237. This number grows every month that we overpay. Um, it's a really good number to reflect on because um, these overpayments have been made gradually month on month over a number of years, um, and it all has a bit of a compounding effect. So if you ask me tomorrow to overpay the mortgage by £22,000, I wouldn't be able to because I don't have that in my bank account. But because we've done it gradually over time, um, that habit has all built up and created this huge overpayment pot, which is great. And I'm very proud of that. And I'll definitely be celebrating when we hit 25,000 in a couple of months' time. And the final thing I want to mention is the Sprive overpayment pot. So I did a review on my channel a couple of months ago. I'll link it in the comments below on the mortgage overpayment app that I've been using called Sprive. Um, it's a free app to use, and what it does is it links your mortgage and your mortgage links to your mortgage details. And then it also links to your bank account, and then it's a bit of a mortgage assistant tool. So um, if the app sees that you've got spare money in your um, bank account, it'll move some of that money over to the app and can put it against your mortgage as a mortgage overpayment. Um, if you want to find out more, you can look online about Sprive, or you can have a look at my review in that YouTube video where I go into it in a lot more detail. But I think one of the upshots of that is that um, it's part of the app that I'm using. It has a pot where either it'll collect money from your bank, and also you can get cash back or from purchases like buying your shopping, so on, that can also go towards a mortgage overpayment. I'm waffling here, but what I'm trying to say is I'm building up a pot on there, which I can eventually use towards a mortgage overpayment. I have to build it to at least £500 before I can overpay it because of the terms of um, it's not the terms of my mortgage, but it's more so like the functionalities of my mortgage. They won't let Sprive send an overpayment less than £500. So the pot as it currently stands is £200, which is great because this has just been little automatic things that's built up month on month. So once this reaches £500, I'll be pressing the button and that'll be moved across as a mortgage overpayment, and it'll feature on here. So one of these months, hopefully, you'll see instead of £600, there'll be an extra £500 there, and I'll talk about that when I've reached that number. But from what I've used it so far, I'd really recommend the Sprive mortgage overpayment app if you're in the UK and your mortgage is with a provider that Sprive supports. So yeah, so that's all for the video today. Just to mention two things before I go. So this spreadsheet, I normally get a couple of comments asking um, if people can download it. I do sell it on my spreadsheet, my Etsy shop. So if you want to use exactly the same Excel spreadsheet that I do, you can purchase that. I sell it for £2.40, so it's pretty much the price of a coffee. So you can buy that, and you can get a blank version of this spreadsheet with some instructions. And then the last thing I'll say as well is that I am at just under 500 subscribers on YouTube. So if you do enjoy this video, then do consider subscribing to my channel. It would be great to hit that 500 subscriber milestone, and I'll leave it there and see you on the next video.